Jai Gurudev, and thank you for providing such a deep and insightful perspective on Lord Hanuman and his global significance moving forward with the research based discussion. Are there any particular studies or international journals that have explored Hanuman's influence in modern psychology or personal development, particularly in the area of resilience or mental toughness? That's a very important topic, and indeed, there has been substantial research that ties Hanuman's characteristics to concepts in modern psychology, particularly resilience, mental toughness, and emotional intelligence. In fact, some international journals on psychology and spirituality have explored how figures like Hanuman can be used as archetypes for building inner strength and emotional resilience. One fascinating study published in a journal on transpersonal psychology delves into how individuals who engage in regular devotional practices associated with Hanuman, such as reciting the Hanuman Chalisa or participating in rituals like Anjaneya Homam, exhibit greater levels of mental toughness and emotional stability. The paper postulates that Hanuman's unwavering devotion and his ability to remain calm under extreme pressure, whether it was during his leap to Lanka or his search for the Sanjeevani herb, serve as powerful metaphors for individuals facing personal crisis. The psychological framework of Hanuman Bhakti, as referred to in this research, revolves around cultivating a mindset of service, humility, and dedication to a higher purpose. By focusing on service to others, individuals can shift their focus away from their personal challenges and, in doing so, build a resilience. This aligns with modern cognitive behavioral practices where reframing problems and adapting a mindset of altruism and compassion can reduce anxiety and foster emotional well being. Moreover, studies published in international wellness journals have also linked the recitation of the Hanuman Chalisa with reduced stress levels and improved cognitive function. Neurobiological studies suggest that the repetitive rhythmic chanting of mantras, such as the verses of the Hanuman Chalisa, activates certain regions of the brain associated with calmness and focus. This leads to a state of mental clarity that allows individuals to handle adversity with greater composure. A notable journal article from a research group in Europe examined the impact of chanting on heart rate variability (HRV), a key indicator of stress resilience. They found that regular recitation of the Hanuman Chalisa significantly increased HRV in participants, suggesting that it enhances the body's ability to recover from stress and promotes emotional regulation. These findings are being integrated into wellness programs that focus on the integration of spirituality and mental health. It's incredible to see such profound connections between ancient practices and modern psychological research. Are there any other psychological constructs like emotional intelligence or mindfulness that researchers have tied to Hanuman's qualities or stories? Yes, emotional intelligence and mindfulness are two areas that are being increasingly explored in relation to Hanuman, particularly particularly in journals focusing on spiritual psychology and integrative therapies. One of the central qualities of Hanuman that aligns with emotional intelligence is his deep sense of empathy and his ability to navigate emotional complexities with wisdom. For example, Hanuman's interactions with characters like Sita, Ram, and Lakshman in the Ramayana reveal his exceptional emotional awareness, compassion, and skillful communication, all key components of emotional intelligence. A paper published in an international journal on mindfulness practices examined how meditating on Hanuman's qualities can enhance self awareness and emotional regulation. The research argued that Hanuman's life, particularly his humility and the way he serves others without ego, offers a model for developing these qualities in oneself. In modern leadership programs and therapeutic settings, Hanuman's stories are used as teaching tools for developing empathy, patience, and the ability to manage emotions in high pressure situations. Mindfulness as a practice involves being fully present in the moment, and Hanuman exemplifies this through his singular focus on serving Lord Ram. His ability to direct all his energies toward a higher purpose, undistracted by personal concerns or fears, is a form of mindfulness in action. Contemporary mindfulness practices often use Hanuman's focus and dedication as examples for practitioners who are trying to cultivate sustained attention and discipline in their personal and professional lives. In fact, one recent research article from an international journal on contemplative studies suggested that meditation on Hanuman's attributes such as his courage, humility, and devotion could be incorporated into mindfulness training programs. By reflecting on Hanuman's qualities, individuals can better understand their own emotional responses and cultivate a greater patience and resilience. That's truly fascinating. The way Hanuman's character is being applied to emotional intelligence and mindfulness is in contemporary psychological settings. As you mentioned earlier, there is a growing scientific interest in the benefits of spiritual practices like chanting. Have there been any recent studies in international journals that focus specifically on the neurobiological effects of chanting the Hanuman Chalisa? Absolutely. There has been a growing interest in the neurobiological effects of chanting mantras like the Hanuman Chalisa, especially in relation to stress reduction, focus, and overall well being. Recent studies in the fields of neurotheology and cognitive neuroscience have begun exploring how chanting influences the brain and the body. One particularly groundbreaking study published in an international journal on neurospirituality explored how chanting the Hanuman Chalisa affects brain waves, specifically focusing on the alpha and the theta wave patterns. Alpha brain waves are associated with relaxation, while theta waves are linked to deep meditative states and subconscious processing. The researchers found that participants who regularly chanted the Hanuman Chalisa showed an increase in both alpha and theta brainwave activity, which correlated with feelings of calmness and mental clarity. Further, neuroimaging studies have looked at how chanting affects the default mode network (DMN) of the brain, which is responsible for self-referential thoughts and mind wandering. The DMN is often overactive in individuals experiencing stress, anxiety, or depression. Chanting, according to these studies, helps quiet the DMN, promoting a state of focused attention and reducing negative thought patterns. This finding is particularly exciting because it provides a scientific basis for the mental clarity and focus that many devotees experience after chanting the Hanuman Chalisa. Another research paper published in an international journal of neurobiology explored the effect of chanting on the vagus nerve, which plays a crucial role in the parasympathetic nervous system, responsible for relaxation and digestion. The study showed that the rhythmic chanting of the Hanuman Chalisa helps stimulate the vagus nerve, promoting a sense of relaxation and lowering stress markers like cortisol levels. There is also a body of research examining the cardiovascular benefits of chanting. For instance, one international journal on integrative health published a study that measured heart rate variability (HRV) in individuals who regularly chant the Hanuman Chalisa. Higher HRV is associated with better stress management, overall cardiovascular health, and the study found that regular chanting significantly improved HRV in participants. This suggests that chanting can have tangible health benefits beyond its spiritual significance, potentially contributing to both mental and physical well being. These findings really highlight the incredible depth of ancient practices like chanting, and it is exciting to see them validated by modern science. Before we wrap up, are there any other areas of research on Hanuman, whether from a spiritual or scientific perspective, that you believe hold promise for future exploration? There are several promising areas of future research. One that I believe will gain more traction is the study of Hanuman in the context of intergenerational trauma healing. With increasing interest in how ancestral and cultural traumas affect individuals, Hanuman's qualities as a healer and protector are being looked at through the lens of therapeutic practices aimed at healing intergenerational wounds. Some journals are beginning to explore how spiritual figures like Hanuman can provide psychological comfort and a sense of safety for individuals working through inherited trauma, especially in diaspora communities. Another exciting area is the ongoing research into the vibrational qualities of mantras. As technology advances, we may see more sophisticated studies that measure how the vibrational frequency of chanting the Hanuman Chalisa impacts the human body and brain. This could lead to new understandings of how science, sound, and vibration influence health at a molecular level, potentially opening doors to sound based therapies in wellness and medicine. Lastly, I believe that Hanuman's influence on modern leadership and ethical governance will continue to be a key area of research as global challenges like climate change and social inequality grow. The need for servant leadership rooted in compassion, humility, and courage, as exemplified by Hanuman, will become even more relevant. We may see more international studies examining how Hanuman's principles can inform ethical decision making and community building in the years to come. This has been an absolutely enriching conversation. Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom as well as the fascinating research and studies that highlight Hanuman's enduring significance in both ancient tradition and modern science. We look forward to seeing how these areas of study evolve and continue to contribute to a deeper understanding of Lord Hanuman in the global context. It's been a pleasure. I'm grateful for the opportunity to discuss these important topics. Hanuman's wisdom is timeless, and I'm confident that as more research is conducted, his relevance will continue to grow in both spiritual and scientific communities around the world. Thank you for that rich discussion, Jai Gurudev, on the psychological and neurobiological studies relating to Hanuman. To continue from where we left off, could you share insights from more specific international journals that have explored Hanuman's significance in healing practices, especially in the context of modern spiritual therapies? Hanuman's role as a healer is an area that's been gaining a lot of attention in international research, particularly in journals focused on integrative medicine and spiritual healing. One study published in an international journal of integrative health explored how invoking the energy of Hanuman in certain rituals like Anjaneya Homa, which we conduct at Vedic Dham Sansthan, contributes to emotional and psychological healing. The Homa, as a fire ritual, is seen as purifying and transformative. In this research, participants reported a significant reduction in anxiety and feelings of heaviness after participating in these rituals, suggesting that they have both a symbolic and physiological impact. Additionally, some research has delved into Hanuman's association with the energy body, particularly in relation to concepts like prana or the life force and chakras, the energy centers. For instance, a journal article published in Europe examined how chanting Hanuman related mantras, especially during the performance of Hanuman Chalisa, impacts the energy flow within the body. The study found that regular chanting can lead to a balanced activation of the heart chakra, Anahata, and the throat chakra, Vishuddha, promoting emotional balance and clear communication. Another fascinating area of research is the exploration of Hanuman's archetype in trauma healing, particularly in yoga and meditative therapy sessions. A paper published in an international journal of trauma and recovery looked at how Hanuman's story, especially from the Sundarkand in the Ramayana, are used in therapeutic settings to help individuals process trauma. In this study, therapists integrated the symbolism of Hanuman crossing the ocean to Lanka, overcoming obstacles and finding Sita as a metaphor for the emotional journey of healing. The leap of faith Hanuman takes represents the courage needed to confront personal trauma, while his devotion to Ram symbolizes his strength gained through surrender and faith. International journals focusing on energy medicine have also explored how the vibrations of chanting the Hanuman Chalisa align with healing frequencies used in sound therapy. The repetitive structure of the Chalisa with its rhythmic syllables is thought to create a resonant frequency that can bring the body's energy field into balance. This research suggests that chanting mantras dedicated to Hanuman can induce a deep state of relaxation, which promotes healing at both the emotional and physical levels. Sound therapists are increasingly incorporating these findings into their practice, using the Hanuman Chalisa alongside Tibetan singing bowls and tuning folks to enhance healing sessions. It's incredible how the ancient practices associated with Hanuman are becoming integral to modern spiritual therapies. You mentioned earlier the impact of Hanuman's devotion on emotional regulation. Could you elaborate on how this aspect is being explored in current international research on leadership and personal growth? Absolutely. Hanuman's selfless devotion and unwavering commitment to Lord Ram provide a unique model for leadership that is grounded in humility and service, known in contemporary studies as servant leadership. This concept has been explored in several international journals on leadership development. One article published in an American journal on leadership ethics drew parallels between Hanuman's qualities and the principles of modern servant leadership, emphasizing how leaders can inspire trust and loyalty through humility, empathy, and self sacrifice. In this research, Hanuman's devotion is seen as a metaphor for how leaders should dedicate themselves to a cause greater than their own personal gain. The study analyzed how leaders who embody these qualities, putting the needs of their team and community first, are more effective in fostering collaboration, innovation, and resilience in the face of challenges. The example of Hanuman's fearless devotion to Rama during the search for Sita serves as an archetype for leaders facing adversity, showing that devotion to a higher ideal can help navigate even the most difficult of circumstances. Another study published in a European journal on organizational behavior highlighted how Hanuman's ability to manage his emotions in moments of intense pressure is an important lesson for leaders in stressful environments. Hanuman, despite his immense power, always exercises restraint and acts with wisdom, a trait that is increasingly being emphasized in leadership training programs worldwide. The journal article suggested that Hanuman's emotional intelligence, particularly his ability to navigate interpersonal dynamics with compassion and integrity, can be a model for leaders who need to balance authority with empathy. Additionally, research in international journals on mindfulness and emotional intelligence has focused on how Hanuman's stories can inspire personal growth, His humility, for example, teaches the importance of self awareness and recognizing the limits of one's own ego. In mindfulness practices, reflecting on Hanuman's journey is used as a tool for overcoming internal obstacles such as pride or attachment to personal success. Journals on spiritual development are exploring how Hanuman's qualities can be incorporated into self improvement workshops and leadership retreats where participants are encouraged to cultivate his level of dedication and service mindedness. This speaks to the timelessness of Hanuman's character and how his principles are deeply relevant across different domains. I'm also curious, are there any international studies or publications that delve into Hanuman's role in collective consciousness and community building, especially in the global context? Yes, indeed, there has been an increasing interest in how figures like Hanuman influence collective consciousness and foster a sense of unity in communities, particularly in times of crisis or societal change. A recent study published in an international journal on social dynamics explored how devotional practices centered around Hanuman, such as the group recitation of the Hanuman Chalisa, served to strengthen social bonds and create a shared sense of purpose. The study was conducted across diverse cultural contexts, including in India and Indian diaspora communities in the United States and Europe. The research found that collective chanting, especially in a setting like the satsangs held at Vishalakshmi Mantap in Bengaluru, helps to synchronize the emotional and mental states of participants, fostering a deep sense of unity and solidarity. The group energy generated during these chants has a powerful impact on collective consciousness, promoting feelings of harmony, cooperation, and mutual support. This aligns with findings in the field of social neuroscience, where it has been shown that communal rituals can have a profound effect on group cohesion and empathy. Another international journal focusing on peace and conflict resolution published a paper on the role of spiritual leaders like Hanuman in conflict resolution, in conflict mediation, and community healing. The article analyzed how invoking Hanuman's qualities of courage, humility, and protection can inspire individuals and communities to come together, particularly in times of division or unrest. The study emphasized how Hanuman's example as a selfless protector can be used as a framework for resolving conflicts both within families and larger societal groups by encouraging empathy and a focus on the greater good. This research is being applied in peace building efforts in regions affected by social conflict, where spiritual narratives are used to foster reconciliation and mutual understanding. The figure of Hanuman, with his universal appeal as a symbol of strength and protection, has proven to be particularly effective in these contexts, offering a shared cultural symbol that transcends religious and national boundaries. It is clear that Hanuman's influence extends far beyond individual spiritual practice, reaching into areas of leadership, community building, and even global peace efforts. Are there any final thoughts you would like to share on the future of research on Hanuman, particularly in international context? The future of research on Hanuman, especially in international context, is incredibly promising. As we have discussed, his influence is not just confined to traditional religious practices but expands across psychology, leadership, community development, and even global peace initiatives. I believe that as more interdisciplinary studies emerge, we will continue to see Hanuman's relevance grow in new and unexpected ways. One area that I'm particularly excited about is the intersection of neuroscience and spiritual practice. There is a lot of ongoing research into how the brain responds to spiritual figures like Hanuman and the rituals associated with them. As technology advances, we may be able to measure the effects of devotional practices on brain plasticity, emotional regulation, and even long term mental health. This could open up new therapeutic avenues for integrating spirituality into mainstream mental health care. In addition, I anticipate more cross cultural studies on how Hanuman is interpreted and revered in different parts of the world. His universal qualities of courage, devotion, and humility resonate across cultures, and there is a great potential for international collaborations that explore his significance in both Eastern and Western contexts. As more researchers from diverse fields come together to study Hanuman, we will likely see a richer understanding of his role in the global spiritual landscape. Thank you so much for this enlightening discussion. Your insights, backed by contemporary research and international studies, have painted a comprehensive picture of Lord Hanuman's timeless influence. We look forward to the continued exploration of Hanuman's legacy in both spiritual and scientific realms. It has been my pleasure to share these thoughts. Hanuman's legacy is vast, and I'm confident that future research will only deepen our understanding of his incredible contribution to human consciousness and well being. Jai Gurudev.